What's going on, people? SOB Productions, and I said I was gonna be back, and I'm back. And if you're familiar with the type of car I'm in, I think you know exactly what I'm sitting in right now. And here's the big reveal. So, without further ado, let me go and let y'all see what I'm dealing with here. Well, here it is. So, if you're looking at it, it's not a bad looking car. Now, the only downside about this one is the top, the hood, and then we have this rough spot on this passenger side, and a little bit of these scratches, like on that fuel door. But to be honest, it's technically it's fixable, and you got a little bit of rust down here, but overall, it's not a bad car. And I'd already did the Mark 1 grill delete on that. It kind of give it a good look, and I kind of like it. I don't know if you can see it, but there you go. But the driver's side is definitely better than the passenger side. Now, this is a stock car, so everything else here, if you look here, it's about the top here. And again, like I said, the top, I try to fix it as much as I can, but it's too high and you cannot get a good buff on it. But here's an overall of this side. As you can see, again, not a bad car, man. Stock wheels, stock height. Here's the back, as you can see. And I don't know if you can see these tips, but you ain't gonna be able to see it on that one. But over here, it has SLPs. So it has SLP loudmouth, and I believe it's SLP loudmouth 1. So here is the new project car for the channel. So I'm gonna go inside. It's kind of hot today, and this car does not have air condition. I already did the shorty antenna. I'm gonna show you the engine, and I cleaned it up. It was really dirty under here, and I basically took some degreaser and I got it as clean as I can. But this is how it came when I bought it. So good thing it already came with a cold air intake and a catch can, but I'm gonna replace it because I don't like how that looked, and I'm gonna change this hose because again, I want to, I got some stuff planned for it, but I definitely want to clean it up a little bit better. But for a stock car, again, I'm gonna show you the miles in a minute, but here's about everything here. Not a bad car, man. No leaks really. I need to check the oil, so let me go and check the oil real quick because I've been driving all day. So let me check that. All right, so now sitting back in the car, and honestly, now I'm not a tall guy. I'm like about 5'5" or so I'm not really tall. And let me tell you something, my head is about, let me show you guys. All right, this is my head, right? That's the roof. Head, roof. Head, roof. I mean, if you're a tall guy, I don't see how can you drive this car, because your head is about hitting the roof. And when I flip the camera, you're gonna see what I have in front of me, and it's kind of a small car, to be honest with you. Like I say, unless you're like a small guy like me, then it kind of fits you kind of perfectly. So let me flip this thing back around. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna show you an overview. If for the age of this car is actually in kind of good condition for for what it is. Of a good car. Now, you is gonna have these typical Ford things, but what can you do? You can't avoid it. They cheap out on this stuff. But this is what I was talking about. So right now, you guys about eye level with me. So that's what I see when I look out this car, and there is a tint sunshade. It's like 4-inch drop. So yeah, if I was a taller person, honestly, I wouldn't be able to drive this car. I'd be looking down like this, but it kind of fit me kind of good, so I ain't gonna worry about it. And air does not work. It has an aftermarket Sony, what is this? I'm gonna just show you the guys. Well, it's a Sony radio hit unit. It has, I believe this fog lights, track. I have traction control, and I have the rear defrost for the windows. And over here, you know, you just your typical Ford stuff here, and it has the Mach audio system. But this door, I don't think I have speakers. The front speakers does not work in this car, so I'm gonna have to get new speakers probably. But from what you guys, the moment you all have been waiting for is, how many miles does this big beast have? There you go. I know what you're thinking. It's a high mileage Ford. It's gonna blow any day, but you know, this thing is a pretty powerful, very powerful car, despite of how many miles it has. And honestly, you guys will not believe how many owners actually had this car. I looked it up. I had it at Carfax, and let me tell you, I think I'm about the 10th or the 11th person to own this car. And for the condition that this thing is, to have 11 owners is kind of mind-blowing for a Mustang, and that it's not wrecked, it's a functioning car still, like, almost. But when I first got this car, I got it in Ohio, so this car was like $2,300. I paid for it, and let me tell you something. When I picked it up, the thing needs a throwout bearing. It was screeching like a motherfucker. I put a brand new clutch kit in it, and let me tell you something. Something I did not know about the old New Edge Mustangs is, or the SN95s. Basically, it comes with the territory of owning this Mustang. Is you're gonna hear that screech. You're gonna hear it unless you're really good with it and know what, know about this, and but you know, a lot of people say, I looked up on the forums and everybody was like, yep, mine's done too, yep, so it's like, okay, so I guess that's just how it is. And I wanted to test this thing out. They say pull the pedal up, and it might, I might get the new, what is that, clutch quadrant. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm probably gonna put one of those aluminum ones or whatever the thing is, and it might help it. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna take it back to the guy that put the clutch in and see what he says. So I'll do that Monday probably. For, again, how many people had this car and drove this car, and how many miles is on this car, this thing is actually in pretty good condition, kind of. I mean, the only downside is that rust, and a little bit, when you own or you get a car from the north, which is where I live, it's very hard to find, and especially for a good price like that. Unless you want to spend an arm and a leg and get a car for like $7,000-$10,000 for a GT, I was like, you know what? I really, I just wanted a car that's fun to drive and something that I can drive, on the weekends, maybe go to car shows and something like that. And this thing fits me kind of perfect. And honestly, for the price, it's not too expensive. So why not? So I pulled the trigger on it, and I went and got it. And here I am. And honestly, it was the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. And this is actually my dream car, and honestly, I'm kind of blown away that I'm actually sitting in my damn dream car talking to you guys. That's crazy. I mean, but anyway, I know you guys want to hear it, and I do a couple of audio clips in a minute, so without further ado, let's hear this thing. All right, so first thing first, safety first. I gotta get my seatbelt. Let's start this thing up. So here we go. Clutch in, hard clutch. Mustang's hard clutch. All right, let's start her up. Okay, that took a little bit long, but it's running. It doesn't look, sometimes it does that. You know why? Because I flipped the key on to show you guys the miles, and it was gas in the intake, or it was gas up there, so that's why. So let me fix you guys a little bit. But yeah, you guys are going to be at an angle because I got you mounted on the vents. You guys definitely going to fall, but I'm going to give you a quick short drive of just how this beast roars. So let me take this. I don't want to wear out that bearing. So I'm going to wait till these cars pass because I want to seem like a jackass. So right, here we go. Sounds really good though. I'm gonna let that RPM drop so I can put it in gear. All right, here we go. Do a quick drive in the Mustang. The name for this car is actually what's the name of it? The Blue Stallion. I came up with it when it was in the shop. I was like, you know what? I think I name it. I'm gonna name it the Blue Stallion. So that's what I name it now. It's the Blue Stallion. So let me get out of here. Hope you guys hang on. Does need an alignment, so, and some other things, but it drives pretty good. I mean, besides of the alignment, but it drives pretty good. I hope that phone don't fall, because it's not really good. All right, let's get out of here. Good day to drive a Mustang. And let me tell you, I'm not a big Ford guy, and you guys probably know that. It's like, don't you tell jokes about Ford all the time? And you're definitely right. I definitely tell jokes about Ford all the time. But honestly, for the power, you know, I can't complain. I can't complain. For the power that you get for this car is unbelievable. And you know, and I've heard, and everyone talks about the old 4.6, and that the 4.6 is actually really solid engines. And let me tell you, they're right. They're definitely right. It's a reason that they was the best selling in the Crown Vics and then the Mustangs. And the 2-valve, you don't got a lot of power, but let me tell you, it is the best sounding engine that Ford has ever made. That will never get old, baby. As long as Michigan roads hold up for it, I love it. I love it. Here's the thing, here's a fun fact about this exhaust. Alright, so here's the fun thing. The fun fact about this exhaust is that it is a SLP loudmouth 1s, and it still has the cats, and it still has the stock H-pipe. And the only thing it is a SLP resonators. And like I say, this thing is pretty good, man. But now that we're in traffic, now this thing, you could refine it and, you know, not be as loud, but that's no fun. Now, you definitely got to get used to driving this type of manual, because I don't know if it's my car or what, but it likes the clutch very easy. So I'm trying to take it really easy on the clutch, and I'm still breaking in the clutch, so I'm trying to take it easy on that. But at the same time, it's not bad. I mean, once when you get used to the clutch, it's really not that heavy of a clutch to be driving. But it's just getting used to it. But like I say, once when you get used to it, it's not a bad car. You can daily drive it if you want to. Would I daily drive it? Personally, I probably wouldn't, because I'm more of a truck guy than a car guy, but you could if you wanted to. But yeah, I really have nothing to say.